consider killing people unjustly is okay?
No, listen, I believe in moral naturalism.
Wait. Don't give me jargons and definitions.
Okay, I'll tell you.
One second.
If me and you were to meet in
One second.
Okay, yes.
So you give an example of unjust killing, okay?
I'll give an example.
We understand what it means, unjust killing. Do you think killing people unjustly is okay?
No.
So you disagree or agree with the morality of killing anyone unjustly is immoral?
I agree with the moral claim. Yes.
So you agree with that moral concept?
Yes.
That killing people unjustly is wrong?
While denying that those moral things exist, yes.
I mean, it's not about denying, we are talking about actions,
yes.
right? There might be underpinning theory behind this morality, but eventually the theory has to manifest into actions to understand what we're dealing with.
Which we call virtues.
So basically, it's all semantics then. You want to call that a value system, and you agree with them. So forget the semantics, now be real.
Okay.
And now tell me about the problem of good, and why you
Hold on.
don't consider it to a problem.
But let's say
we haven't transitioned.
No,
I am not going to go into your rabbit hole.
No.
I'm going to focus on what we started with.
Mansur, okay.
Hang on, what's your name?
My name is Ron.
Ron, did you introduce your name to me now? You know my name, but I don't know yours. It's not fair, is it?
Ron.
Okay? Mansur. Right.
Mansur.
So now, you lack belief in God, who is omniscient, omnipotent, and what did you say?
Omnibenevolent.
Omnibenevolent. And then you said there's a problem of evil, and you want to talk about this. And I asked you about the problem of good. Why is that not a problem to you? And you said you had you didn't know anything about it. Or you said goodness is a virtue. But I gave you examples of looting, raping, infanticide, ethnic cleansing, and so on. A good person doesn't do all of that, so it's preventing him, depriving him from a happiness what he could have enjoyed by doing these things. So why isn't that a problem? And then you said what? It's all a perception.
Perception.
So this is a perception, and I said problem of evil is also a perception. So now, is there any problem remaining of problem of evil?
Yes. Because
then the problem of good remains then.
No.
Because even if 1 second, Ron or Ronnie? Ron. If the problem of good is about perception, problem of evil is about perception, and it doesn't.
I don't agree that problem of evil is a perception. I only say that for the problem.
Is that a fact?
Huh?
It's a universal fact. Transcendent universal fact.
Is what?
Is the problem of evil a transcendent universal fact?
It's not a fact. It's a view. It's a theory.
It's a perception then. That's what it is.
I don't think it's a perception.
What you consider evil, I don't consider it an evil. So what's that? It's a perception.
Hey, listen, the reason why I take the problem of evil as a serious thing is because
Ron, let us give an example. Okay. Aborting a fetus when it's like 30 days old. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I would say that's a bad thing.
Bad thing. Okay. Why?
I would say that's unjust murder.
Why?
Because
is the fetus of 30 days old have a life? When does life start?
At conception.
And how do you know?
That's what the science says?
No, it doesn't. Science doesn't agree with you. Science doesn't say life starts at conception.
There's disagreeing things.
This is all vegetative. Within one month or so, this is a vegetative state.
Yeah.
So
it has the potential for life.
We are not dealing. Hang on. We're not dealing with potentials. We're dealing with real. So you are considering abortion, which is a month-old fetus, wrong based on. I want to know again.
Based on the potentiality for life.
Well, you said you go with
So you're really not a realist, right? You're an anti-realist. That's what you're forming your ground on. You don't believe in reality because you believe in potentials. Okay, are you a potential terrorist?
No, because my values don't align with the potential.
Stop. What is a potential terrorist?
Someone who has the potentiality and the bandwidth to commit terrorist acts.
That means someone who hasn't done it yet, right?
Yes.
Right. Have you done any terrorism?
No.
No. But you could be a potential terrorist because there's a potential for you committing terrorism.
Sure, if I were to go crazy or something, yeah.
Right. So why did you say no?
Because that doesn't align with my values.
Hang on. Your values can change.
How could someone...
Can your values not change?
They could, but something would need to happen.
Right. So I want to know why you are not a potential terrorist. I want to give me, on the audience solid reasoning why you're not a potential terrorist.
Because for the natural phenomenon that we can observe, for me, Ron, as a person, and the people that know me, currently, my values don't align with someone who would commit terrorist acts in the future.
You can be brainwashed tomorrow.
Then that would change.
So that means you're already a potential terrorist. Because there was a potential. If you didn't have the potential to become a terrorist, would you ever become a terrorist?
No.
Right. So why did you disagree that you're not a potential terrorist?
Mansur, because it's at the time. If that's what
That's what potential means. Potential means you have the potential to become a terrorist. So why don't you, Ron, identify yourself? I'm a potential terrorist, but at this time, I don't think I can do that thing.
I would say the potentiality becomes present when a person's value changes.
But you don't know when your value will change, do you?
For the moment.
Because you don't believe in an universal value system, do you? You don't believe in an objective value system.
No.
Right. That's why you can never say that I can never be a terrorist. So you have to identify from now on, Ron, you are a potential terrorist.
That's what you're saying. But that doesn't lie. Okay.
Why don't you accept that? What's wrong with accepting that? Based on your paradigm, your definition, the baby has the potential to become life, right?
Yeah.
That look at your analogies.
But he was a Muslim.
Hang on. Don't bring my religious values in to somehow help you out in there. My religious value says for 120 days or so, if there's a medical reason, before the soul is infused, there's a difference of opinion, whether 40 days or 120 days, right?
Okay.
Before the soul is infused to the child, and there's a medical reason, absolutely, from that medical perspective, the child could be aborted, right? Yes. Medical reason, not because of they wish, they found out it's a boy or a girl, nothing like that, okay? So Islam doesn't help you there. So let's go back again. You did believe in God when you were born, or you were born an atheist?
There's no belief when you're born.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
So when babies are born, they become, they're growing up as atheists, right?
Sure.
Do you have any evidence to back this up? We have the contrary evidence, where actually children are born with this natural propensity to believe in something supernatural.
Where does that come from?
Science.
Which book?
That's what I'm saying, because you are not privy to proper research.
Spiritual stuff.
No, done by atheists.
That's what I'm saying. You have not gone into to research these things. Yours is a belief system based on ignorance.
Based on the observable phenomena?
No, based on ignorance. The observable phenomena says children are born to believe the propensity of something supernatural, something great.
I have to double check that, Mansur. I have to double check that.
Of course, double check. But I'm saying you didn't even know that, because you are not researching enough on the subject and you claim to be an atheist. That's the shame of atheism.
Okay.
Atheism should be something that is believed based on knowledge.
Okay.
But you lack even the basic knowledge.
No. So the example that you asked me before, how do you...
Search now. You can find it on your phone. It will come up. Perhaps the first peer-reviewed article will come up. Do it now. Go on. You have a phone?
Listen, yeah.
Go on, do it now.
I still have points to make.
No. Do it right now. I want to taste the evidence of what we say. Go and do it right now on your phone.
I made the claim. Show me.
No. I want you to learn on your phone. Just do this search. Are children born with the propensity to believe in a higher being, supernatural being, and so on?
Going to check.
I've asked him to check. No, don't try him, bro.
No, let him find it.
I want him to learn.
Let him find it.
Are babies born with the natural propensity
To believe in something supernatural higher? Babies or children, of course. Children.
Children is different. You said babies before.
No.
I included babies and children.
Okay.
Now,
Children have a different view, have a different cognition of rationality, different than babies.
are children born atheists?
No, they're not belief with any belief
Right.
system.
So atheism, hang on. Atheism, the lack of belief, is something that is not in line with reality then. The reality means children are born with a belief system, something higher than them.
A belief system, or just belief.
Don't play semantics.
No, because
belief is a part of a belief system. A child can have one belief, two beliefs, or many. Belief is a part of a system of things. Children also can believe their parents are the ones that are going to secure and make them say, or they might be an experience of a belief that their parents are the worst. Stay away from them.
Okay.
So I'm talking about believing the higher being, God. So you claimed about atheism that you came to profess based on what? Because children are not born atheists. So how did you become an atheist?
So are children
Were you brainwashed and conditioned to believe otherwise?
Are children born theists?
What were they born in?
We don't know. You don't know either, right? Each children is different too.
Did you just only read half a sentence? Read again. What are the children doing on the very primary years? When the children are interacting with the reality, what is their concept?
You were saying that they have the propensity to believe in a higher power.
Right, do they or not?
Some of them might do, some of them might not.
What does research say?
I don't know.
Go and search right now. It's easy. It's at your fingertips.
Alright, you missed the debate.
Yes, some say that children are born with the predisposition to believe in a higher power, or that they are
Some children or all children?
It's just some.
What does it say? Can you read?
No, wait, no, you're changing the words.
It says right here, yes.
Yeah,
some.
it say what? Some
children or all
some
children?
Say, who's they? Who's the some that says?
Before you go to some,
Don't
does
play
it say
games.
some
Don't play
children?
games.
You said some children. Does it say some children?
It says some right here.
No, but what does it
Can
mean?
you read?
Yeah.
Can you read?
Yes, some say that children are born with
Slowly. Some say that some children or children.
children.
So why did you butcher the text?
I'm reading what it's saying here.
So basically you don't know how to read English.
Look, okay, read it with me. Yes.
What's the context about that?
Some say means what? Some researchers.
Researchers.
Right, but that's not my question. My question is some children born with a propensity or children born with the propensity? You inserted some
With the children.
when they didn't even mention some.
Oh, I googled are children born with a propensity, and then it said some right here.
Come on, bro. Don't play games.
Run,
Don't play games.
run.
Don't play games.
I'm
please.
not, look.
Let's
Run,
go
run,
to
run.
basic English, yeah? Basic English. What's the context when it says some say?
Some researchers.
Yeah, does that include children?
No.
So why
Then why do you
put it
include
together?
some in the front of
Why are
children?
you trying to put it together?
I'm reading what you told me to Google.
No, don't be dumb, man. There's no point, man. You're disingenuous.
We have to end our discussion soon if you like this. And next question. Okay, now you got quadranted, right?
No.
Next question. Next question. Hang on. Next question, brother. Next question. So when you do research, where did you search?
Google.
Google. Is that how you research?
That's how you start. And then you see scholarly articles on the open
Where do you
web.
find scholarly articles?
I use the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. And
Philosophy
I use
is about
Google
philosophy.
Scholar.
Philosophy is what philosophy. These are for lay people. These are called not proper research tools,
well,
right?
those articles are sources, don't they?
Wait. Where would you search for scientific literature when we're talking about science? Where would you search? Which?
There's also Google Scholar.
Huh?
Yes, there is. Where would you search if you're doing say you're researching? As a researcher, where would you go for scientific articles?
You would go to the known organizations.
Where would you go on the internet? Because it's digital now, digitized. Where would you go on the internet to look for peer-reviewed articles?
You could find that on Google.
That shows again, as we started again, the reason why you're an atheist is because of your lack of knowledge and whole foundation of ignorance. You don't even know where we find peer-reviewed articles. Have you ever heard of PubMed, for example? PubMed?
No.
No. Okay. So that really shows then you don't even know what research is.
We're having a discussion that
We are having a discussion
that's not
based on
relevant, though.
how do we believe in things from scientific evidence. And you don't know where scientific evidence can be sought. Yeah? I give you one example of PubMed. There's various others. Yeah? So if I told you about Cochrane database, Embase, have you ever heard of those things? Of course not. So if you really want to do any research, the articles are not going to be published online. Some of them are actually under a paywall.
Yeah.
Journals. So those journals not going to come up in your Google search.
There's a paywall. Yeah. And then you get that.
No. What I'm saying is to access a journal. For example, do you know some of the well-known or best journals for science in biology? Okay. That means
we're having a theological discussion.
we're having a discussion about your lack of belief based on lack of evidence.
Based on observable phenomena.
Okay, where would we find evidence about all this theological, philosophical discussion in a peer-reviewed journal? Which journals?
I don't know that. We're talking about theology.
Yes, there are theological journals.
Yeah.
Peer-reviewed journals. Where would you find them?
You could find those all across the internet. Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy. And
This is not a primary source. This is just like an encyclopedia and dictionary. You don't just go to encyclopedia and dictionary. You can go there to find out about a concept, and they will tell you where they're sourcing the information from. References.
Let's get back
and
to the discussion.
Hang on.
Moral naturalism. Moral naturalism.
We need to understand what is research.
Okay.
If you don't know what is research, don't say your belief is backed by research. It's just an emotional attachment. That's all.
My belief, my lack of belief is based on the problem of evil and how that can't be reconciled.
How many articles have you read from peer-reviewed journals about the problem of evil?
I read it on the philosophical websites. It talks about the evidential problem of evil, the logical problem of evil. It talks about all that stuff, and I read that from the encyclopedia.
Okay.
It does that.
Give me an example of a real evil that you think is the problem.
A what?
Give me an example of an evil that you see in the world is really a problem.
World hunger. World hunger.
World hunger.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I run a country and I make sure all the resources are there, yeah, I can make sure that whole of my country doesn't suffer of hunger. Why? Because I will make sure poor doesn't remain poor. I can implement a system. In fact, this was the case when one of the Khalif, Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, if I'm not mistaken, he was going to searching to find people, if there's anyone to give charity to, any poor people. Why was he unable to find someone? So difficult to find a leader of a country, someone too poor to give, because no one's poor, because the system was implemented. So the world hunger seems to be a problem by the hands of people what they've earned, because people are not implementing stable, beneficial laws for the goodness of the society, and they're not distributing the wealth and the resources, and so on and so forth. So this is a political problem, not a theological problem.
But God
So
has
now,
control over
wait. So the problem that you see, the problem has nothing to do with God making that problem, and that's why now you don't believe in God. It seems to be a problem human beings have created
But God
and
is
maintained.
omnipotent over that. He could just cause a human to distribute the
So
resources.
basically now you want to believe in a God who forces people to believe.
But he knew everything, though.
So your concept of God clearly is something that I wouldn't believe in either. Because you want a God in which he wants to make people like robots, and then he wants you still to make them accountable. Like imagine now, God says, okay, make sure you distribute your wealth properly. And if you don't do that, I'm going to turn into a potato. You know, you can't have human beings given free will and then expect people to
Hold on.
see that reality.
So let me get this right. The ruler who can properly distribute goods and resources so that everybody is fed and that there's no world hunger.
There's no hunger in that country, and
in that-
every leader of that country, and for every country, if they did that,
Right.
there will be. Is it because, one second,
Yeah.
Ron, is it because we have lack of resources?
No.
There you go then.
But-
So God has provided the resources.
Yes.
It's the distribution of the resources. And who is distributing? People.
But-
So who's to be blamed?
Does God know the
People.
future? Does God know the future? Does God know the future?
What do you think?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So then how are you atheist?
oh no, I'm asking him, potentially.
An atheist talks about more about God than a theist.
Okay, listen, if God knows the future and he knew that the country would be hungry and starvation, he knew that the leader would not distribute resources properly, he knew that.
Yeah, and?
he didn't prevent that, nor did he cause the opposite.
So
who's
now,
responsible?
so now you're saying exactly what I'm saying. Look, if God gave you a freedom of choice, right?
that doesn't exist with God, because he knows the future. He has control over
Oh,
it.
now you're going to a different argument. We can deal with that. Let's deal with this God knowing something and not preventing.
No,
it,
I
right?
think that the distinction that you make between
Do you have free will?
no,
So you are actually programmed to speak to me right now.
Yes.
Conditioned and programmed by who?
by the laws of the universe.
Okay. So if I just walk away, how would you feel? You shouldn't feel anything because I'm programmed to walk away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm walking away. Nice talking to you.
All right, thanks, Mansur.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mansur.